Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am bringing you another video with the Let's Set Sail stamp set. We're going to be making this really fun box which holds some chocolate treats inside. And I'm going to show you how to make this tag, how to make this adorable box. So let's go ahead and get started. We are using, like I said, the Let's Set Sail bundle, which is the stamp set and this punch that punches out this really cute sailboat right here. And we are also pairing it today with the beautiful tags called tailor-made tags. And so we're going to be using this tag right here. And so we'll be using those. I am also using this really fun Banner's Pick-a-Punch, so check it out as well. In the video, you'll see it being used. Let's go ahead and clear everything off to the side. I will be giving you dimensions as we go. And let's get started. We're going to be using our scoreboard, which is called our Simply Scored board. And this box only uses a half sheet of cardstock, just like a card. It's 5.5 by 8.5 inches. We are going to be scoring it on the long side at 2, 4, 6, and 8. That's pretty easy to remember, right? So 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then on the short side, which is the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 1.5 inches. So that's what we have right there. Let's go ahead and move our board out of the way. We're going to burnish along those score lines with our bone folder. So I'm going to bring this one in first. Then I'm going to do this skinny one on the side and then work my way down and do each of these score marks. So basically this is what forms our box. This is where our adhesive is going to go, and we don't need this piece here. So we're going to cut that away. I like to use a wide bladed scissor or a thick blade, as opposed to our paper snips that have really beautiful thin blades, which is perfect for fussy cutting. Just get a thick bladed scissor. So we're going to get rid of that piece right there. Then these pieces, we're going to cut straight up those lines so that they can form the flaps on the bottom of our box. Oops. Goodness, we had a little tumble there. So let's go ahead and cut up these to that wide, long score mark. That one right there. So these are going to be the bottom flaps of our box. And I'm just going to trim real slight to get that center score mark kind of out of the way. It's a very slight trim, hairline really, but it gives you a little more room on your piece to have that gone, and it just helps your box fit together a little better. So I'm just going to trim that piece away. All right, so there is that one. I'm not sure I did this side, but I'm going to do it just in case. I'll just use a small piece. All right, so those are our tabs that we cut up on the bottom, and we cut that one piece away. Now, to put our box together, the only adhesive we're going to need is on this flap here. So I'm going to use our wet adhesive. It's really strong. And I'm going to go ahead and run that on this tab here. And I will bring this panel of my box to meet it. And then I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of press it into place. Make sure that it adheres nice. All right, so now that section is together on my box. I will also use my adhesive eraser and make sure that there's no extra adhesive on the side here. So I always give it a pass after I put some wet glue down. All right, so now the bottom of the box. So this piece that we glued in, I'm gonna make that the back of the box. So I want to bring these two side flaps in, and then this piece will come over, and then this will come over the top. So what I need is I'm gonna put adhesive, wet adhesive, on this end here, and then on this end here. And I'm gonna hold my box in a square. I'm gonna place this flap down, and then this one. I will hold it in place just for a second until those pieces kind of grab onto each other. And then I'm gonna flip my box over. I'm gonna make sure it's still squared. If I look down the center there, hopefully you guys can see. I'm gonna stick my bone folder in here, and I'm just gonna press that into place. Now I'm gonna do the same here. This piece is gonna go in first, and then this one. Now I have something to glue this to, so the whole piece can get the glue. Same here. So the bottom will be nice and strong and adhered. So this has something to hold on to, and then we're gonna flip this one as well. Flip it back over. I'm gonna use the rounded part of my bone folder and just press down, and there's my box. All right, so now we're going to use our designer series paper, and this piece is 2 inches by 8.5 inches. So this is from the In Good Taste, and it has lots of beautiful materials. You could do this stone, you could do this wood. I'm gonna go ahead and do the wood this time like I did on the other one. I just like that wood grain with the boat. I think it's pretty, and it fits really well with this type of boat. So I want the end to get tucked. So I'm going to kind of lay this strip here, and I'm gonna kind of figure out how these pieces are gonna work, where they're gonna come up, and I'm just gonna give them slight creases as I go along my box here. So here's the next one. I'm gonna give it a slight crease. Let's do this next one. Give it a slight crease. And then back here to this one, give it a slight crease. And it's not a permanent crease in there, it's just an idea of where you want to score with, okay? And then that's where our piece will end up. So what we're gonna do is we're going to lift this up, and then I'm actually going to now give it a nice crease by using those lines, lining it up straight along the edge. You can see I'm lining the paper up so that it's nice and straight down this side. And then one more. All right. Now that I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere it one piece at a time. Again, the seam's gonna be in the back, so this is going to be my front panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and put adhesive on that front panel. And I'm just gonna put adhesive one at a time on each of the panels, because I really want it to stay. And once I find my little center there, I'm gonna go ahead and just push. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put adhesive on this flap. Lay it in place. I'm gonna go to the other side and get it ready. And then I'm actually gonna press it from inside the box once I have the whole piece stuck. So we'll put this one in place. And then I think I want the dark one to overlap the light one. So we'll kind of hold that and put our adhesive on our lighter color flap first, since it's gonna lay down first. And then flip this one out, put adhesive on this flap, and let it lay over the top of this one. And now I'm gonna use my bone folder, and I'm gonna press each side of my box down, just pressing like this on the inside. And I'm also gonna use my fingers and press around with one inside pressing and one outside pressing, And there is how you get that part done. Okay, so let's find the back of the box again. It's the seam, this is my front. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our chocolates in a cellophane bag. So I'm gonna grab my chocolates, stick it in the middle of my bag here. I'm gonna kind of pull that. I wanna use this and make it really cute and pretty. And I'm gonna use my ribbon. Now I have a 12-inch piece of ribbon, and this is from Flowers for Every Season combo pack. You get this really pretty Just Jade gingham ribbon. It also comes with a white ribbon and a blue and white with some silver running through it twine, which is absolutely beautiful. All three ribbons are awesome, so definitely check out the Flowers for Every Season combo pack. I want to make sure that that ribbon shows, so I'm going to bring it up a little higher. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it in a pretty bow. Sorry for the crinkling sound. You can mute your your YouTube video until we're done with the crinkling. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna trim my ribbon. I'm gonna grab my ribbon cutting scissors. I have a pair of paper snips that I designate just for ribbon, and I will be using, those to cut here and right here. Maybe trim this one a little shorter. There we go. So there's my 3 little Lindor lint chocolates, and they're gonna go in. And there is my piece on top. I'm gonna fluff that out. All right, so now we're gonna decorate it. Might have to undo that bow to attach my twine through, but it's no problem. I have it the size I want and it's ready to go. I just wanted it secured with my chocolates in it. So I'm gonna move this out of the way and we're gonna work on our sailboat. We're gonna stamp that. We're gonna stamp our words right here. And we're gonna do our background. So let's go ahead and do the background first. So we're gonna use this circle here that's from our Layering Circles dies. It is a beautiful selection of all different size circles. I use them all the time, and this is the one I'm using here. I'm gonna grab a clear block and some Coastal Caribbean re-inker. I just need 1 drop. So I'm just gonna put a drop of that on there. I'm then going to take my water painters. So they come in a 3-pack. You get 3 different widths. I'm gonna use the medium one. And the first thing I'm going to do is deposit by pushing, it says push right here. You're going to push that and it's going to deposit some water onto my block. And once I have a good amount of water on there, I'm going to grab from this re-inker and I'm going to mix it. And then I'm going to pull it in just like that. I'm going to come on here and I'm just going to swirl it around. Deposit darker where I want darker, go around it a little more. And when I'm happy with the darkness, the amount that's on here, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna grab my trusty rag. I'm gonna wipe this off of my block. I'm gonna move this to the side to dry, and then I'm gonna just squeeze until it cleans my brushes, my brush to end here, and it runs clear. And then let that water flow. Good. Put my cap on and we are done. This is gonna have to dry, so it will take a minute. We'll do our sailboat. And if it doesn't dry by the time we're ready, because I couldn't remember when I did the original one how long it took, I have made another one that we can use as well. So let's go ahead and start with our sailboat. So we're going to stamp our sailboat in our Coastal Cabana ink, and we are going to use this piece of 2 by 4 1/4 inch of basic white, and I'm just going to make sure that my mast and flag are all inked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that on that end. Let me clean my mess that I have just made all over. All right, there is clean. Now let's go ahead and punch that out. So we're gonna grab our punch, we're gonna open it up here, and we're gonna stick this piece in like this. We're going to line that up in the punch and punch out our mast. I'm going to put that to the side, discard these pieces, and we're going to use what's left over on this piece here to do our 2 sails. So I'm going to cut that one away because it just wants to keep tearing. And we're going to move on to our pool party. So the sails are pool party. And so I'm going to position them how they're going to fit in here. So I'm going to use this as my guide. I'm going to hold on to this cut piece. So if I slide it in, I'm going to do this sail first. I'm going to slide it in and get that one on this side, and then I can do this one next. So we'll start with the large sail. And since it's upside down the way that it was attached into this punch, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it that way. So I'm going to stamp it on this side because I'm going to push that into the punch. And we will stamp that. Let's do it like this. All right. So there's the sail. I'm going to slide it into the punch and give it a nice... All right, so there's that one. Now we have to stamp our second one. I'll clean both of them at the same time. So now we're going to come in, and when we come in, we're going to go this direction. So we're going to slide this in here. So when we slide it in, we want to make sure that the sail is this direction. So we're going to stamp it like so. And we will hold on to this punch part, slide it into place. And now I'm going to end up with a lot more scraps. All right, so we're going to grab that. I'll throw my scraps away. Shake them all out of my punch. All right, and that's our sailboat. Now we're going to do Adventure Awaits. Now, to do the Adventure Awaits on this small piece here of crumb cake, I'm going to go ahead and punch the corner first, and then I'm going to stamp. And when I stamp, Adventure Awaits is one on top of the other. So I'm going to have to use a marker to get that color onto my stamp. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So let's go ahead and use my Banner's Pick-a-Punch. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to slide it in that 1/2 inch channel right here. Oops, wrong one. And I'm going to get it in my punch here. And when I have it in place, I'm going to give it a nice little haircut. So there's my banner end. Now I know where I need to be stamping. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Making a little bit of noise around here. Me and my Yorkie. My Yorkie snoring. I'm moving around, knocking things over. Trying to have this here for you guys to see it. All right, so we're gonna clean these 2 off, and then let me pull out my Just Jade marker. We're gonna use that for the words. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean the sails. All right. So we're going to turn it in this direction because that's the way we're going to stamp it. I'm going to do Awaits first. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab the brush tip, and I'm going to kind of use the side of the tip of my marker, and I'm going to really get it nice and green. I'm going to come from the side down, and there's our first word. So I'm going to huff on it like you do when you're outside in the winter time and you're blowing and you want to see your breath make that really fun smoky look. So we're going to go on our stamp, and then we're going to go ahead and stamp that right there. Because our stamps are see-through, we can see exactly where we're going to place it. I have missed a tiny little bit of the T. The nice thing is that there's a point on the other side, and we can go over it gently if we've missed a spot. So I did that correct to the T. So now we have to do Adventure. So let me clean this off. And we're going to do the same thing that we just did, only this time we're going to do it on the word Adventure. So I'm going to use the tip, the side of the brush, I mean, not the tip. And we're gonna really get that nice. All right, so we're gonna huff again. I'm gonna bring this down so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna line that up, and I wanna put Adventure right here. All right, so there's my Adventure weights. I'm gonna get my marker out of the way, and that is gonna get attached. So this is the piece that's dry. Let's see if this one's ready. No, it's still a little wet. You can see that it's still soft here in the center because it's saturated pretty good. I'm just gonna set that to the side. We'll use the one that's already dry. You can also use your heat gun if you're in a hurry to dry it. So here's the tag that we're gonna use, and I'm just gonna attach this onto my tag like so. All right, so let's put some of our seal, oops, on our tag. And then we're gonna press our circle here into place, maybe, I don't know. There we go. Then we're gonna go ahead and attach the words. So I'm going to just do enough that it's going to cover on the circle and part of the way. Come on. To get it started. It's almost at the end, so it's just not cooperating very well. There we go. Let's try again. All right, there we go. So we're gonna just do a little bit, and this is gonna come like so across our circle, and there is that. Now we're going to do our sailboat. We have to attach it onto our circle. So I'm gonna use our sides of, see how I like to use the edges. So I use up every little piece. So we are going to use this end here of our mini glue dots, and I need about 5 of these little strips that I am cutting out. We'll go one at a time. This one has its back off there. We're going to put one there. Number 2, number 3, make sure that it is on the mast and not sticking out. Okay, pull the backs off as I go, I guess, since they want to come off. Those 3 are off, and then we're going to put one on each side down here. Go ahead and pull that one, and there's my last one. So those are going to come off, and we will attach our little boat kind of on our water here, right? Perfect. Maybe not quite there. All right, so now for the sails, we're going to use the actual mini glue dots for those, and we're going to put 3 on each piece. All right, let's use a large one since I don't have any more on that piece, and I have to grab another package, so we'll put a big one down there. That's fine. All right, let's keep these together so they don't end up on my craft room floor, and toss them in my trash can here. And we'll go ahead and use our take your pick tool to pull the backs off of these so that I can get them directly into the trash. Come back here. All right. Let's go ahead and attach our first piece and our next one. So there's our little sailboat. And then I have used a piece of twine. It's part of our Baker's Twine Essential Pack. You get 5 different colors. This is the crumb cake. We have gray, black, vanilla, and white. And we're going to go ahead and put that through here. And I'm going to tie the end off, kind of like, you know, you have a balloon and you have that little end, and you have to kind of make a knot with that end of the balloon. So I'm keeping both pieces together, and I'm going to make my knot about right there. And then I'm going to trim off There we go. So that's the end there. I will have to open up my pretty bow that I've made, but that's okay, right? Gives us bow tying practice. Oh boy. So here's our cute tag so far. So let's go ahead and undo the bow. And before I tie that, I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to put my ribbon through it. You know, after you do that first knot, you want to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie my loop and come through. Oops. There it is. And we'll just pull on these tails till we get a nice pretty bow again. And again, I like my loops kind of small. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Such a cute little tag hanging from your cute box, and you can give a nice little treat to somebody. Makes cute favors for a retirement party, right? Adventure awaits the retirees, so it's a really fun way to do it. The final step is going to be to add our embellishments, and so I am using the Genial Gems, and I'm going to use the green ones here. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use the putty side this time, and I'm going to pull off a large one and put it up here. And then two small ones. We'll put one there, and then another one right there. All right, they come in a peach and a green. These are really pretty pastel colors, and they work really good with this particular design, I think. I hope that you have enjoyed watching me make this project for you on my video. And I hope that you'll be back to check out my channel again. I am on YouTube 5 days or so a week. Sometimes I go a little crazy and do all 7 days, but for the most part, I have lots of content on there for you to see. I hope that you will subscribe so that you can get lots more content. Again, thank you for watching. If there's any items that you wish to purchase from my online store, you can check out the links in the description below. Also, my blog is in the description below. Go there, you're going to click Shop with Me at the top of my blog, and it'll take you to my online store where you can purchase what you have seen here or other products. Thank you for watching me. Again, I am very appreciative. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment. I would love to hear from you. Share my video with your friends so that I can grow my channel and bring you lots more content, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!